show of 2019, and I'm super excited about this year. We have so much planned for this show and for the community. Exactly what it says, face the community. We bring individuals in here the second Monday of every month to come in and talk about what they're doing in the community or what their plans are to bring to the community. But first, I need to do a little housekeeping. I want to mention our sponsors, which is a V-Spot Retreat here, Alyssa Boudreaux and Deshonda Georgetown Brazil. They're the owners. They allow us to come here once a month to bring you Face the Community, and also my other sponsor, which is Designs for You by Maria Barnes. And a little something on a note, because this is a community show, and I want to take an opportunity to make you all aware, if you're not already aware, we have a young lady that's been missing here in Baton Rouge since December 27th. Her name is Dinerra Davis. Dinerra is 5'3", 150 pounds. She's been missing since her birthday, actually, December 27th. She was last seen at 4:45 p.m. over in the Glen Oaks area, dropping her children off at her parents'. But her car was found at 72nd and Scenic Highway. And in her car, her purse and all of her possessions were left there in the car. Purse, keys, everything right there in the car. So if you've seen her, you know something, I'm asking you that you contact the Baker Police at 225-775-6000 extension 1. Again, her name is Dinerra Davis, and if you see her, contact someone. If you can't remember that number, you can always remember 911 and, you know, let somebody know that you saw her or you know something. Thank you. So we're going to get down to business today. Today we have a young lady that we're bringing here that has a movement that she wants to bring to Baton Rouge. And it's a little bit different. When I spoke to her, she was looking for someone, as of course, where I'm always trolling on social media, looking for some people that want to do great things here in the community. So she was reaching out. She wanted to find out some individuals that she could collaborate with and connect with and kind of make things happen for her movement. Her name is Dinerra Cotton White. See, I wanted to say it vice versa, but I was trying to get that out of my head. Dinerra has a movement that she's doing, and she also has a blog. But her movement is, I love the name of it, Operation 5-2-6. And her blog is A Mother's Cry. And I'm going to let Dinerra, you know, introduce herself to you all, let you know who she are, what her mission is for her nonprofit and her movement. Dinerra, welcome to Face the Community.
Hello. My name of my movement is Operation 5-2-6. How I came up with the name is my son passed May 26th, so 5-2-6 is in memory of my son. What I want to do is give parents who've lost a child a sense of hope and encouragement. I want to provide support and encouragement, and just let them know they're not alone. Their pain is not invisible. We are starting from the ground up, so we have a lot of work to do, but eventually we will have a grief center that will provide services for parents, both mothers and fathers.
Well, let me ask you this, Dinerra. When I spoke to you before coming here to do the show a few days ago, I love the fact that you mentioned about, you know, there are services always offered for women that have lost children, but the fathers are kind of neglected. And that's what kind of stood out when we were talking, when you said that. And my first thought was that, you know, as being both you and I are members of the African American community, we often are told, you know, men don't cry, you know, men don't show emotion. And I feel like when we do that, we put that in our boys and our sons from this tall until, you know, to manhood. And when you hold anything in, it's going to cause other issues. It's going to affect other relationships. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. You know, the men in our community, the African American community, they're always expected to be strong. You know, invincible. Not, like I said, not being expected to cry, not being expected to grieve. So what are some of the things that your movement want to bring to men, especially men in the African American community?
Well, from my experience, I did lose my son. So in the hospital, everything was offered to me. The social worker came and talked to me. Like, just everything was offered to me. And the father, he's only left with moral support. And that's just it. I mean, I was offered services outside of the hospital, going to speak with a therapist. He wasn't. So to the fathers out there, you're not alone. We're gonna help you too. We know you're going through the same thing, and we're gonna get through this together. I want to offer the father the same services the women are offered. Be able to go speak with someone. Just everything else besides more support, because he's suffering too.
Exactly. So in doing this, what are some of the things that I noticed? I didn't notice until somebody tagged me in it. I didn't know about the blog that you write. How does the blog fit into your movement?
Well, it's basically telling my story, like the beginning of my story. And it's also a coping mechanism that I use. When I'm going through my days, I write. So that's a coping mechanism that we all could use that can help us. It's like you're not venting to someone, but you're venting to the paper. And after I write, I feel a little better. The blog is basically the beginning, like what happened before, what happened after, and getting ready for the services and stuff like that.
Just kind of sharing the process with maybe, I guess with what I'm saying, I've never lost a child, but I've lost a parent, and I would guess it would be kind of similar. In what you go through, it's a grief process, but I would look at the blog probably your way of sharing, and also a way for you reaching out to other people that have had that loss also. That's what the big thing about it. And I have a friend that's going through something now, and that was the first thing that they said to me, that I'm by myself. That's the first thought that comes to all of our minds when something happens on that level of loss. I'm by myself in this, and it's a good thing to know about this nonprofit that you're pushing forward to have here in Baton Rouge, and maybe we can spread it outside of Baton Rouge, because it's definitely a need. And what I want to voice here this evening is that we as a community, we have to, and I had another guest here, the same thing, that's how we don't handle things well. We don't do things well. And I'm just so glad that you've had I'm sorry that you had to endure what you've had to endure, but I'm glad that also that you're strong enough and wise enough to step outside of your pain to assist other people that are going through what you're going through, or may come to go through what you're going through. Now, you said the reason why you named it is your loss is a recent loss? Is it?
No, 2012.
Okay, so that's recent for me. So what steps have you put in place for your organization? Share with us some of the things, your needs, because people are listening, and sometimes you never know. You may have somebody that's watching that can help you to, push it a little bit further. This is the purpose of getting the word out and letting them know what your needs are for your movement. What is it that you would like to see happen, and your goals, short-term goals, in the next 3 to 6 months?
Well, right now, me and some friends, we're just working ourselves, pretty much researching, trying to see what we could do. Like I said, my ultimate goal is to open up a grief center and probably maybe get it funded by the government, get some grants so that we can get some more people in there.